Hi, so we are going to make a floral arrangement for a wedding. I'm really excited about this one. I did in the past the round floral arrangement with greenery and white. Today we're going to make two separate arches. I'm sure you guys have seen these before where one is taller than the other, but I'm trying to make it this time where I don't have to keep redoing it and I can just add color if a couple wants color. So I bought some glue. I'll show you all the supplies I'm gonna use to make it stick and not come off. So when I take off this design, I can reuse it and put it on maybe a round arch or whatever else, but that's the plan. So let me show you everything I have. So some florals, again, these are the same ones I used for the round one. I've taken it apart. These are some pool noodles, but the jumbo ones. So these are really big. All this will be linked on my Amazon storefront. I have some of the florals as well linked on there, pretty much all of them. Then I have my stand right here. I ordered this a while back. I just need to take it out the box and see what it looks like, but the tallest one I think is 8 foot tall. Then I bought this glue warmer. You can see it's starting to melt, so I put the glue, I have it plugged in and turn on to the medium setting because I haven't used this before, so I just have it on medium to see how fast it's gonna melt. I might have to turn it up once I start dipping the stems, but this is what the box looks like. It's also gonna be on my Amazon storefront, but it's made for the flowers and you have to buy the glue separately. It doesn't come with it, so, and it does say that on Amazon, but this is the glue that I saw that was good for it. I just put a bunch of this in there to let it melt, so we'll see how it holds, but a lot of work because instead of just putting the stems in the pool noodle, we have to actually put the glue so that it sticks. So that's the plan. Let's get this backdrop to see what it looks like first, then we'll do a plan for the pool noodle. Let's start by unboxing our stand. So I got this months ago when I first got the order for this backdrop and I had not yet opened it, so I'm gonna see what it looks like. Hopefully it's not a hard one to assemble. I realized when I took everything out of the box that it did not have instructions, so it took me quite a while to get all the pieces quite right. Pardon the camera, I didn't realize because I thought I was doing the backdrop and then I had the camera set for that, but I didn't realize it was all the way down. So pretty much the pieces come with the base, and then each stand, each upright piece has two pieces and then that triangular piece. So it was hard to fit the piece within the pole, but it seems like you have to pretty much get it a certain way. You can see that the H looking metal piece has the bar across a little lower, so that arch fits better, or the triangular part fits better with the more open end because you can push it together like that and adjust the pieces together, and it just slides in and you have two screws that twist to hold everything in place. Now we have a better view right now, so I'm putting that, and I'm gonna take this piece apart and see if this one fits okay on there. But you can see where that base with the H or the bar going across, then I can squeeze those two together and then fit the top piece. I think this is my taller piece, maybe not, that's my shorter piece. So then the two longer pieces are the taller one. These are 6 foot and 8 foot tall. I'm also gonna plug in my glue gun so I can glue the pool noodles together before I zip tie them. I have these long zip ties. I wish they were white, but this is what I have. The reason I chose this stand is because I wanted something that when the couple stands in front of it, they're able to still see the backdrop. When pictures are taken,
they are not covering the backdrop. I actually asked for their height because it's a pet peeve of mine that you have a backdrop, but then people stand in front of it and they're covering the backdrop. Now I'm just measuring the pool noodle to see how I need to cut each one. My plan is to have two together, and since the top piece tapers down, then I'll just have one piece up there. And these are pretty easy to cut with scissors. I have it measured out right there for the pieces. I'm just gluing two of them together for the bottom part. They didn't work as well gluing together because they were not aligned once I put the glue, but the zip ties help keep them together, so that worked just fine. My goal is to not have to do this over and over and over again, so I'm making kind of a permanent floral arch because I can take it down and use it for other things rather than have to redo this every single time I get orders for it. So it saves me time. The only thing that I won't glue down are the roses, and you'll see that towards the end because I want to be flexible with the design so that if I need to add color, I'm not oversaturating my arch. I can just take out the white roses and change them out for colored roses. So now that the pool noodles are zip tied together, I'm zip tying that onto the backdrop. So just finding a couple of spots to just zip tie it down. I've transported this to bridal show and back, and the only thing I realized was that I need to add a couple more zip ties. Like you can see the gap right there, so I went back to do that later on. So it's all ready for the occasion. Once these two are zip tied, another thing is I'm not zip tying it to the very base because I will put the florals down and it's gonna cover that base, so I don't need to have, you can see there's a gap from the bottom part where the pool noodles end to the very bottom of the base. I just leave that gap. Also, there will be a gap when I do the taller piece. It's not gonna quite touch, but the spaces can be covered by the greenery. So we're just adding the rest of the zip ties, attaching everything. I realized here that this might be a little short, so I decided to cut a whole new pool noodle just to give myself, I mean, a small gap is fine, but a huge one, it's not good. So here I am getting a longer piece, and we're zip tying like we did the other piece. And you'll see at the end, you can't tell, you can't see, the goal with the greenery is to cover up all that foam so it's not visible in the design at the very end. Base is done. Well, not base, but what we're putting that on the pool noodles. Let's see, can you see the height? Yep. Now we're just gonna prep the flour. Put it in. I have three types of stems for the eucalyptus. So there's this one that has a real hard backing. Pardon my nails, I need to get them done, I just don't have time. And then this one that has like the paper wrapping around. They're a little different, but this is a little longer, has fewer leaves than this one. So I think I'll start with this just to give myself a frame, and then fill in with this as well. I also have these stems, so like this. So I'm gonna see
probably do the other one, then that, and then fill again with this. Then I have the hydrangea, the roses, all white, and I have some baby's breath. Let me show you. It's just easier for me to show you. I sorted them out off camera. They were in this bin because it's from another setup. So I have the ones I talked about, hard stems, fewer leaves. This one, single, and then the hydrangea, baby's breath, and roses. I'll need more of this. I have a whole bag of them, but for now we'll just focus on this. If I can at least get this part done, that's the majority. And I like working with both at the same time. Oh, there's a gap here. Let's see. Oh no, that's fine. It's sturdy. I like working with both at the same time because I can kind of gauge how wide I want it. I don't like finishing one then going back to do the other one because again, I want it even, just different heights. Okay, I put a couple of stems in just to see how wide I'm gonna have the backdrop, and I really like this better, the inner one better than that outer one over there. So that means I have to cut the stems for this right here, eliminate this part which will just be fillers, and that will give me the full thing around. So I'm gonna work on clipping all these stems. I have quite a few as you saw earlier, and then I'll come back when it's just time to put them in. Just an update, the camera died, sorry about that, but I did go ahead and do the frame for this side, as you can see, and I'm gonna show you how I did this side. It's pretty much the same thing, and I'm using my longer pieces for the outer part, and then towards the top using the shorter, because you do want it to taper in because you have that edge. So let's get on with the stuff, and it's getting easier with the glue, so let's keep going.
I'm starting out with these florals because they're not the filler florals. They are just for my outline. And the outline is important because it helps me not extend my arrangement past that. And I'm able to just design the balloon, I said balloon, I'm so used to balloons, to design the flowers from there on out. The only thing that makes this time consuming is having to dip every stem in the glue before I can set up the arrangement. Other than that, I was very happy with how everything turned out. Now, creating this frame, you want to make sure towards that tip you're pointing inward, and the leaves are all in one direction so that you have kind of a flow in the arrangement. Once we have our frame, we start adding the other florals that are more of a volume floral. So this is actually going to help cover up the pool noodle even better. You can see it has more leaves per stem. So I'm not going to show you how I put every single stem because that's just redundant, but placement also matters. You want to see where you have gaps, and that's where you're filling everything in. When we're done, we'll have little spaces and we can go in with our single stems to just fill that in as well. But I'm gonna let you guys continue watching the video. If this is helpful to you, please consider subscribing and liking the video. That is the hydrangeas put in, and I also put in the baby's breath. I missed the piece where I spread out the baby's breath, but you can kind of see the touches of baby's breath. It actually looks really beautiful in person. Now adding all my florals, my roses last, because that's just how I design. You add the bigger flowers first, and then your smallest ones go in last. So we're just strategically placing the balloons. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if this is something that helps you out, and comment down below if there's a video you are interested in seeing, if there's a tutorial you would like to see. So thank you so much, and you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Have a blessed day.